Konnichiwa minasan, Nihongo no gakusei desu. In this lesson, we will learn the Japanese word so desu, which in English is roughly translated as looks like. We add so desu to i and na-adjective bases to say that something seemingly has those properties. When we say so desu, we are guessing what something is like on the basis of our impressions. For example, このリンゴはおいしそうです. This apple looks delicious. 明日は天気が良さそうです. It looks like the weather will be fine tomorrow. メリーさんは元気そうでした. Mary looks like she was doing well. Now let's try and analyze each sentence here. Here we use the adjective oishi, delicious, oishi. As you can see, oishi has the last i hiragana. So what we did was, we dropped the last hiragana and add so desu, oishi so desu instead of long i. So it becomes oishi so desu, oishi so desu. Looks delicious, looks delicious. And then second sentence, 明日は天気が良さそうです. It looks like the weather will be fine tomorrow. Here we use the adjective e, good, e. Now, the conjugation of e is quite different. E becomes yosa, yosa. And then we add so desu. So it becomes 良さそうです. 明日は天気が良さそうです. Okay? So, E has an irregular conjugation. Okay? Again, 良さそうです. Now next, 元気そうでした. Mary-san は元気そうでした. So here, 元気 is a na-adjective. For na-adjective, like 元気, so 元気, we add そうです. Okay? 元気そうです. We do not put anything in between. 元気そうです. So, Mary-san は元気そうでした. Here, でした is simply the past tense of です. Okay? そうでした was. So, そうです is in the present tense. 元気そうでした is in the past tense. Mary-san は元気そうでした. Mary looks like she was doing well. Okay? What about this one? 嵐が来そうです. 嵐が来そうです. So here we have a verb. It seems or looks like that a storm is coming. So we have the verb coming. Here we use the verb stem plus so desu. Ki comes from kimasu. Okay? So the present polite form of kuru. Kimasu. Verb stem of kimasu is just ki when we drop mas. So ki so desu. Arashi ga kisou desu. It seems or looks like that a storm is coming. Okay? Or we can also say, it is said that or I heard that a storm is coming. In this case, we form the sentence using the verb casual form plus so desu. Arashi ga kurusou desu. So kuru plus so desu. That's easy. Okay? この本は難しい. This book is difficult. We change it to the negative tense. この本は難しくない. Let's look at the negative tense. この本は難しくない. So here, we retain 難しい. この本は難しい. And then, くない it becomes kunasa. We drop I and add sa. Muzikashi kunasa. So desu. Okay? We add only sa if the adjective is in the negative tense. Okay? This book does not look difficult. Okay? So that's a translation. The adjective in the negative form plus change I to sa and then add so desu. Okay? That's the rule. Haroru-san wa tennisu ga jouzu desu. Harold is good at tennis. Okay, again, we use the negative. Haroru-san wa tennisu ga jouzu janai. So this is the negative. Harold is not good at tennis. If we want to say it does not look like Harold is good at tennis, of course, again, remember we drop I in janai. So, jozu jana sa instead of janai. Jozu jana sa so desu. Again, the rule is if the adjective in the negative, change the hiragana I into sa and add so desu. Alright, another example. Bukka ga takai desu. Okay, this is in the present affirmative. Now, what if we want it to become negative tense? Bukka ga takaku nai desu. Here, again, we change the last hiragana I. It becomes takaku nasa instead of takaku nai. Takaku nasa, so desu. Okay? As you can notice, so is a na-adjective. A na-adjective. And we can add an adjective before it in order to modify a noun. We have set tao kittaimasu. Atataka so. Atataka comes from atatakai with hiragana I. And then we just drop the hiragana I and add so. Atataka so. And since so is an adjective, we add na. And we add seta. So it becomes warm-looking sweater. Atataka so na seta o kittaimasu. He is wearing a warm-looking sweater. So that is the phrase. That's how it is translated in English. Warm-looking, fun-looking, interesting-looking, etc. Atataka so na seta o kittaimasu. Alright, another one. Game wo shitai desu. I want to play the game. Game wo shitai desu. So here we have tanoshi. So tanoshi so na. Tanoshi so na game wo shitai desu. And we add tanoshi so na. It becomes fun-looking game. I want to play the fun-looking game. Tanoshi so na game wo shitai desu. Okay? Now, if we have sufficient evidence, there is no need to use so desu. Okay? If we already know by just looking that someone is that character, there's no need to use so desu. For example, we saw a woman who is pretty, of course. There's no need to say kirei so desu. Okay? Because it is already conclusive just by our own pieces of evidence and our own information that she is really pretty. So there's no need to say so desu. She looks pretty. So instead we say kirei desu ne, right? Kirei desu yo, something like that, but not kirei so desu. All right, again, remember I adjective. We remove the last hiragana I and add so desu. Oishi so desu. Okay, that's the rule. For I, we change it to yosa and then add so desu. Yosa so desu. And for na adjective, for example, Genki, we say Genki so desu. So we do not add anything in between. So that's the rule for the affirmative. Now we go to the negative. I adjective, oishikonai. From oishikoonai, we drop the hiragana I and add sa. and then add so desu. Oishiku nasasou desu. Doesn't look delicious. For I, yokunai is the negative, plain form. Yoku na sasou desu. So we drop the last hiragana I. For na adjective, genki, genki janai. So genki janai, we change it to genki janasa instead of janai. Genki janasa so desu. Okay? Now this is the table for the conjugation of des. So we have da, des, janai, janai des, datta, deshita, janakata, janakatta des. Arashi ga kisou desu. Arashi ga kisou desu. It looks like that a storm is coming. Or we can also say arashi ga kisou da, which is the casual form. We can also conjugate des using the negative. So in this example, we have kono hon wa muzukashiku nasa so desu. This book does not look difficult. Okay, so the conjugation is on the adjective muzakashi. So muzakashi kunai. Now instead of that, we can conjugate des into janai desu. Kono hon wa muzakashi zo janai desu. Okay, kono hon wa muzakashi zo janai desu, or zo janai for a casual form. Okay. Here we can also use the past tense. Miyare-san wa genki sou deshita. Mary looks like she was doing well. Genki sou deshita, right? So this is okay. We can also use the casual form, datta. Okay? Genki sou datta. Okay, let's practice. Let's try and translate this sentence, this sushi looks delicious, into Japanese using so desu. Okay? Kono sushi wa oishii sou desu. This sushi looks delicious. Or we can also use soda for the casual form. Kono sushi wa oishii sou desu. Okay, let's try the other words, phrases here. So we have here two words. We're going to connect them using so desu or soda. Use the pattern that I have here in this example. Okay, so you may pause the video, try and form the sentences, or you may continue watching. All right. For the first four, curry and spicy. Kono kare wa kara. So desu. This curry looks spicy. As you can see, we dropped the hiragana I in karai. So karai means spicy. Kara so desu. Next. Kono keki wa. Again, we drop the hiragana I. Ama so desu. This cake looks sweet. Next. Kono ie wa. So furui, old, we drop the hiragana I. Furu so desu. This house looks old. Next. Apato wa. So atarashi. So we drop the last hiragana I. Atarashi so desu. This apartment looks new. Okay? Alright, next. Kono mansion wa. Mansion means condominium. Kono mansion wa benri. So it's an adjective. So desu. This condominium looks convenient. Next. Sensei wa. So kibishi. We drop the last hiragana I. Kibishi so desu. The teacher looks strict. Gakusei wa nemu. So nemu. Nemui, we drop the hiragana I. So des. The student looks sleepy. Oji-san wa Genki. He looks energetic. Genki. So des. The grandfather looks energetic. Alright, last set. Grandma and mean. Oba-san wa ijiwaru. So des. The grandmother looks mean. Okay? Kono kodomo wa child and sad. So an adjective kanashi. Kanashi so des. The child looks sad. Kono otoko no hito wa lonely. Again, adjective, we drop I. Sabishi so des. The man looks lonely. And lastly, a lawyer and smart. Kono bengoshi wa. So here we have the an irregular adjective. So So how do we say looks smart? So we change there. How do we do that? Atama ga yossa so desu. Kono bengoshi wa atama ga yosa so desu. The lawyer looks smart. Okay, thank you for listening and watching, and I hope learned something today.